The Color of Your Eyes, written by Blackcatsassin, read by gutterratt 1213. Chapter 24, Jake, Part 4. Leah has blocked me as well, Lilly gasped.
Me too, Thomas said while I frantically checked my messenger app. She has blocked me as well, I whispered. My hands fell as if my body lost all willpower.
Why would she do that?
Cleo asked, bewildered. Then she saw Jessy walking back towards us, clutching a paper bag.
Guys, I think Leah was here. She was here way too early, probably saw us together, and...
Tears sprung into her eyes as a little sob escaped her mouth. Phil went to rub Jessy's back, then showed me his screen in which Leah's profile was no longer on his friends list. How can you be sure? Dan asked. He shook his head when his eyes met mine. So he was blocked as well.
Look, these are candies. Leah knew I loved candies.
Jessy sobbed.
Wait a minute,
Lilly said, and examined the brand of candies. Then she used her phone to open the search bar. After a couple of seconds, she looked mortified.
You were right, Jessy. Those candies are from a store that is only available in Leah's city.
Then she was here. But why did she not reveal herself? What prompted her to drop one of her belongings and remove herself from the group chat along with our friends list? My breathing started to become erratic. My palms started to sweat, and I looked around desperately, trying to make sense of what just happened. Suddenly I froze and looked at Phil, my anonymity towards him gone for a moment. The cameras, I blurted out. The cameras that point outside the Aurora. Phil immediately understood, and he marched into the bar, followed by everyone, as Cleo was comforting Jessy, who was now a blubbering mess. The office was small, so it was quite cramped, but we all squeezed ourselves through. Lilly let me stand in front so I could examine the recordings as well. Phil rewound the camera's recording. It pointed exactly outside, towards a big part of the street.
There!
Lilly pointed towards someone who came into view from the direction of the marketplace. There was no doubt that it was Leah. The camera didn't have a high quality, but I would recognize her anywhere in the world. Jessy, Dan, and I were the first to arrive at the Aurora, so we were standing outside waiting for the others. As Cleo approached us from the other side, we saw Leah stop on the left side near the clothing store, hidden in the dark. She took out her phone and was scrolling when Jessy greeted Cleo and hugged her. That's when Leah looked up, a smile on her face, which froze immediately when she saw us. We were completely oblivious to her presence. Leah just stood there, like a deer in the headlights. Then Hannah ran past her, hugging me tightly, and I hugged her back. Leah covered her mouth. She dropped her bag of candies, visibly shaking and crying.
Oh, no.
Lilly covered her mouth when she saw Leah's state. Poor Leah, Thomas whispered, as he pulled Hannah closer to him as her shoulders slumped.
Oh, no. She must have gotten the wrong idea,
Hannah assumed.
That was bad timing. Very bad timing.
Cleo sighed with remorse. We saw all of us entering the Aurora, and soon after, Leah took off running in the direction in which she came from. I immediately turned around and tried to go through the office.
Jake, where are you going?
Lilly asked, shocked. To the motel. She must still be there, I replied, determined not to waste a second. Wait, Phil said. I turned around, and a mixture of anger and worry was showing all over my face. What does he want? I will not let this bartender deter me from catching up with Leah. As if Phil could read my mind, he grabbed his jacket and his car keys and said, You will get there faster if we go by car. Without waiting for an answer, he passed me by.
I'm coming with you guys,
Lilly said. Would make sense, since she worked at the motel and could help. And with that, the three of us ended up in Phil's Audi.